Hi everyone, welcome to Hobby Hangout, live here at Beastsofwar every Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining us. I see everyone's in the chat. We've got Pun Dancer, Midgetina, Amanda, Gramer as well. Thank you very much for joining us, and many more who will join us very soon, shortly I hope. John, you're with me this week.
I am.
Did you have a good week off? Even though
In
you were
Barbados?
Yeah.
No.
No?
Can you not tell from John's amazing tan where he's been? So
Yeah.
I'm still I'm burning out here. I'm just so hot. I'm burning out.
That's it.
Yeah.
You really overheat.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
I'm so good.
Yeah.
It was alright. Kind of just chilled out and did a few things that I wanted to get on with at home.
Cool.
By coming in here and stealing stuff.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
Actually, that time I was in and stole the vlog phone is because I had to take photographs for Dave Taylor's book, which he kickstarted. He said in his email, "I need some pictures of your Stone Templar army," and I was like, "Great." I didn't read the rest of the email before I went to take the photos.
Yeah.
Ended up taking 63 of them. Opened the Dropbox and linked them to the Dropbox. Then I reread the email. It said I need one photo of a character and squad and one photo of them on a table. I was like, oh. Well, you have 63 now.
I mean, it's the same principle of like better to be 5 minutes early than 1 minute late.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So better with 63 photos
Than two rubbish ones or something. Yeah.
than zero. Yeah, awesome. Ben,
that's
you've
exactly
been up
what I've
to
been doing, man.
anything much this week?
end of last week, I took 2 veterans and a new player through Dungeons and Dragons, so that was really fun. I actually surprised them all by painting up some heroes for them each. They had no idea that I was going to do that, and then I painted up some heroes for them, which was really cool, and they liked it. So, and the new player really enjoyed playing D&D for the first time, which is a great thing. So we're going to carry that on this Friday, and I'm also doing some more role-playing stuff as well on the other side. So yeah.
Is it just going to be D&D exclusively, or are you going to try any other things?
So I'm doing D&D on Fridays, on this Friday, and I think that's going to be a thing for most Fridays. And then Savage Worlds, I think, is what we're going to switch to. Away from Lord of the Rings, we're going to do some more Savage Worlds Let's Plays. Savage Worlds sessions on Mondays, I think. So
Cool.
Which will be really cool.
Very nice. Cool. We've got our intro and all that out of the way, and our music might be turned up. I think our music doesn't play whenever you're on screen, Ben. But that's okay.
Be quiet,
Anytime.
music. Be quiet.
Yeah.
The Ben has something important to say.
Yeah, today we're going to be looking through the What Are You Painting Now thread. It's been a while since we've been looking through it because we've been a little bit preoccupied with projects. So we're going to go back into the forums and do some old school hobby hangout. So I posted the link into the chat, and we'll kick off right now with Pafita Pasarka, I think. But the Angry Neighbors expansion box for
Pathetic
Zombicide.
Berserker, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I thought these were pretty cool because it reminds me of someone did The Walking Dead with like band T-shirts.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I like this guy on the right hand side here as well. It's like shouting a command and getting distracted at the same time.
It's kind of funny. He's like, I definitely need more armor to survive this. So what will I do? I will put a Jason mask on my thigh.
I got a Jason mask.
Yeah.
It's Halloween. Let's get a Jason mask. Yeah, I thought these. Oh, there's one actually with the Jason mask as well.
Yeah.
There's different poses for these
Clearly,
guys.
the face needed the armor more than the thigh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you're up against zombies, they always go for your face first. Always go for the brains. Well, it looks a bit like Michael Jackson's Thriller there on the right hand side. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it is. Who knows? Yeah, these all look pretty good. I like them. And these, like, they're made for Zombicide, but I'd imagine you could get away with using them for quite a few different games as well.
Yeah. They'd be scaled perfectly for a lot of other games.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd say about this maybe is that I really like the idea of the coloured bases, but maybe give them another once over, because that would sort of make the colours a little bit more solid,
cracking a wee bit.
Mm-hmm. And then I think they'd stand out very nicely then.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Very nice stuff there from Pathetic Berserker. Close enough.
Just gonna have to wing it.
Yeah. Subidai, what is with us? Like, we always start on time. 10 minutes ish.
I try to start on time when I do a painting stream.
We're always getting bothered about not starting on time.
I think we genuinely actually did start on time today though. So
because me and John we were pretty prepared. We've been sitting watching Bill Bailey comedy on YouTube there for about the last half hour, so we're just warming ourselves up a bit. So next up, Silver Stars. He's been painting up some Bosonian Guard mooks. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, so they're for the Conan game by Monolith. And I think I talked about these guys once in a community spotlight, because I really like the fact that they've done such a great job in this rank and file, and the amount of effort that must have gone into getting all those looking as they do there is really cool. But then the captain stands out really nicely as well, which I thought was really good. So yeah, but very nice, and I like the presentation of the photos as well.
Yeah,
with the sort of tiles from the game, with the game box in the background. It's very nice.
Yeah, it answers questions like, what game is it from? Clearly from Conan. So I like background to give you information as well.
I think everything I paint from now on, I will have the Titanicus box behind me just to see.
Oh, that's a mech from BattleTech. What? No!
You're getting it all wrong. Yeah, these are pretty cool. I like the sculpts on them as well, actually. I think they'd work quite well for if you wanted to bring them in for Conquest.
Mm-hmm. Like, would they be big enough for Conquest?
Maybe not, but I don't know. Because some of the Conquest minis, like, they're huge.
Yeah. And
you could have just like a kind of monster versus human fight. There's like Hollywood's always
a big human that. Versus little human.
Yeah. Well, these models are sort of over 28. I think they're around 32 for the game, so that kind of works with Conquest, I guess. So yeah. Maybe go for a different 100 Kingdoms look. That could be kind of cool. So yeah.
Isn't Wizard Time screaming? Okay, so next up we have Yanis, 2004, painting up some of the Saga minis. I believe they're Saga stuff. So I'm always very impressed with Yanis's work, because he puts a great deal of time and effort into his paintings. Like, even if you look there on the sheath. Quiver, yeah.
Quiver, yeah.
Just here. And you see the stitching that's going into it. Mm-hmm. Really nice work.
Excellent. Really excellent. I could never paint an army just that well. Mm-hmm. You know, for a large amount of models.
It goes down the route of being able to paint lots of fabrics in different colours as well. Like I always approached this when I was painting Saga for the first time, and all of my models would just be variations of brown. But obviously during this period they had access to so many different colours that people don't think about, because they were trading all over the world and stuff. So being able to access things like reds and yellows and purples and blues and greens would have been very easy for them. So yeah, so it's nice to see this for such a rabble in a warband.
In the discussion of colours, I've got a secret project on the works. We'll not discuss what it is, but it's going to be using very unconventional colours on a certain army.
The idea is hilarious.
Yeah.
I really hope it works out. I really hope it works out.
Yeah. It's going to turn some heads and make some people furious, but I think it'll work. But next up we have Pacific Ka. again. Once more. And I don't know whether this looks like maybe an old model. Is this?
Yeah, the large dragon is one of the older Alpartha ones.
Yeah.
And because I'd seen him painting this and absolutely loved what he'd done with it, because he'd taken some really nice photos of it. But he also said in the post where he showed it off that the dragon had been broken recently, and so as you can see here, it's all a little bit fallen apart and covered in dust.
Yeah.
But I'm very looking forward to hopefully seeing if he gets a restoration job together for this one. As you can see that he's been putting a few bits and pieces back together. But yeah, I loved this model when I saw it. I wanted to go and try and find one as well, but they're really, really expensive. Because it was a limited edition old pewter model. But
yeah.
God, I love dragons.
Is it
cool.
Is it Reaper, Ben, that does the big mechanical dragon?
Yeah, Reaper have got a big steampunk one.
Yeah, I've been dying to get one of those for like 4 years.
I think it's out in bone now,
Mm-hmm.
so you should be able to pick it up. I think it's on their web store,
It's
unless
like,
it was part of their most recent Kickstarter. I'm not sure.
It's like the only dragon I would willingly paint.
Is one covered in metal?
Yeah. Because I did
Give it
the
a camo
Dracolich.
job.
Yeah, I did the Dracolich, and I was like, this was a cool challenge, but never again.
No more organics for John.
Ben, can you do me a favor and change my account, please?
Oh yes, okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you as well, Sundancer, for that. Have you changed it, Tom? It has been changed? Okay, let me just refresh then and see, hopefully.
I've just
Must be still the same page. But, yeah.
I've just looked over at Colin's screen and just seen Ben over there as well, and it's confusing me.
I am everywhere.
Yeah. But it's paused at the most opportune moment as well. You're pulling a face, dude. A very interesting face.
I always pull that face.
Okay, well, I don't know what. Well, next up we have this cool piece of terrain to use for Age of Sigmar. This looks like it's been just scratch built, but I'm not too sure. I love all the little 3D printouts of the doors and the windows. So this I would love to build, but I don't know if I have the patience for it. I love the green window in the top.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
I have something to mention when we're talking about buildings and 3D prints.
Okay, you talk about that,
Yeah,
John.
okay,
I'm going
you
to
can-
see if I can sort this out with Tom
Okay.
for a second.
You could always just expand the frame of the...
Yeah.
But, you don't have to, that's fine. Oh, I get to take it now. This is my time to shine. Ben, my friend, you know Weta Workshop and all the stuff they do, like GKR and stuff.
Yes.
You know they're bringing out towards the end of the year a full print-it-yourself terrain set.
Yeah, so it's the Hagglethorn stuff, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
I was just watching a video on the Tested YouTube, and they were showing the completed 18-foot table.
You looked at was it the Adam Savage one, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. That terrain looks absolutely stunning. I believe they're also not just doing it as STL files, they're also doing plastic versions as well, I think, for the buildings anyway, which is really cool. So
we're just trying to... I just do that. Yeah, okay, so I got rid of it.
There we go.
Fixed, kinda.
Thank you very much, guys, for
Yeah,
helping us out, and that is something that I didn't even I wasn't aware of.
and I just got excited by the Adam Savage video, so... I was
Okay.
like, so good.
no, I suppose we can tease the fact that we did talk with them about that. So we are talking about them with that, which would be cool. So
I just want Adam Savage here, Ben, that's all.
Yeah, I've been wondering, he must be aware of us, considering the stuff.
To be fair, he goes to Weta Workshop to look at gaming pieces, and if
Yeah.
he came and looked at our stuff after that, he'd be like, amateurs.
I don't know. Well,
I know that the guys in Weta do view our stuff, because they have talked to us about it. So like Johnny and stuff have talked about it, but yeah.
Yeah, because I believe that Weta want to work with us on something, without spoiling too much or anything. But
we don't.
I'd imagine that they probably spoke about us, and Adam is aware. So maybe Adam, if you're watching the show right now, we want you over, man.
Come over and see our stuff.
Yeah,
come over, see our stuff, and teach me the ways.
Or even Skype in. Ben's off next week, so we can get you Skyping in.
Yeah. Oh man, Adam Savage is a replacement Ben for a hobby.
Oh man, I want to be in that show. What?
You can phone it in.
Just as a little tease, hopefully next week we will have community streamer from Twitch, Flickster, join us. And he's a very popular streamer on Twitch, and I hope to anytime this happens again we'll get more guests in as well, because I think it's an interesting concept if we get another person in. It's not just me and John back and forth, and we get a third opinion's always good,
and Ben being the smart one. Yeah, so it's me and you babbling, and then Ben's like, actually
I've got someone's got to take up Sam's pedantry and bring it to this video as well.
No, I can't vote these. Okay, next
I'll do the voting for you, man.
Thank you, Ben. Next we have Doug the Fug, working on Genestealer cults. These look positively gruesome.
They're supposed to. They're Genestealers.
I really like the shading that you've done here on the base. I don't know if that's maybe your lighting, but I think it's done really well. Doug the Fug has improved quite a bit since he started painting. Since I started seeing his paints come up in the forums years ago, I think he's really improved, and the fact that he's pushing out so many as well is pretty impressive.
The thing that's good here as well is that this isn't this is not a typical model from the new Genestealer cult. He's basically kit bashed this, so he's done what everyone did back in the day, and delved into their bits box to make a miniature for something. So it's what I used to do all the time, because back in the day you couldn't afford to buy all the stuff. I mean, even now you can't afford to buy all the stuff, but you know.
Very cool. I like it. No real painting this weekend from David, but lots of priming. So what is he currently working on?
Those look like Infinity?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's some Infinity at the top with some Fenrisian wolves in the background there, and then
Imperial Knights.
Imperial Knights alongside some Space Marines. Space Marines.
Space Marine.
That's a good game.
I love what he's working with here. He's got like a tea tray.
Everybody has gone through the tea tray phase of painting.
I don't know, John, I've just recently got a tea tray for tea in our house, but I might commandeer it from Minis at some point.
I think you should.
I think once the Reaper Bones pledge comes in, I'll be like, okay, Noah, we don't need this much tea anymore. We can go back to the old ways.
Yeah.
So Nog the Nog working on decided to go for something completely different. So took my grey white troopers and washed them over with a mix of blue and black Vallejo washes to get me this.
Wow.
I think this looks pretty awesome.
That is unusual.
It is, but it reminds me of who was the black stormtrooper, the lady, the commander, like
from
the New Hope, isn't it? No, episode 7.
Captain Phasma.
Yeah,
although she was silver,
chrome.
but yeah.
I wish
she was chrome and ready for Valhalla.
Yeah. Gosh darn it! It's been so long since I watched them. I've kind of like blanked them out now.
But these kind of remind me of the ones from Rogue One.
Yeah.
The Death Troopers.
The Death Troopers, yeah. But like, because you could imagine these being like a specialized unit or something, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to cosplay a Death Trooper because the helmet sold it for me the first time I seen them.
I like.
Did you not get hot enough in Fallout Power Armor that you now want to clad yourself in Stormtrooper armor?
No, I could suffer another cosplay like that. I didn't realize this, but the guys over here, Emerald Garrison, that do all their Stormtroopers and stuff, they aren't allowed to take their headwear off at all if they're in Stormtrooper or anything Imperial. They do not remove their headgear.
Why? Just
it's just part, just part of the feel of it. Like they're always meant to be like the faceless.
It
minion.
makes sense.
But I was talking to them. I was stood in my cosplay, and they were stood in theirs, and I was like, "Are you guys not hot in that?" And he just looked at me and went, "At least you can take yours off." And I was like, "Ooh."
So next up we have Elysium64 working on the Red Book of the Elf King.
This is a great model. This is the model that I checked out. Yeah.
Golden Hand.
Weren't you painting something from this range, Ben? Or are you...
Yeah, I've got the... I don't know that you can see them, but got one of them there.
We've checked those out before, haven't we, in the past?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I painted a couple of the different heroes. I've still got a box of their stuff under my desk right here that I picked it from the pre-order, but I haven't touched it because of everything else I've been doing. So
I like what Jerry says about Stormtroopers, that only heroes get faces.
Only heroes go into battle without helmets.
What I really particularly like is the detail of the tartan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the dirt on the shield as well. I like how they're just like. I like how the base signifies that it's like just walking through a flower patch almost. There's a lot of flowers in that.
Just a meadow.
That's the thing, because the theming behind a lot of the stuff for Red Book the Elf King is more of that Fey ancestry. So having the landscape be more natural and having lots of flowers and strange things on the bases really works for the world that they're trying to put together. So, because I've done it with mine, I mean, again, you can't probably see it, but I've got some like yellow basing flowers on these and stuff too. So.
Oh yeah.
Just about to see it, yeah.
Yeah. Can't. Yeah.
Just about to see it with the sun.
Go away, son.
Okay, let's go to page 34. Send the link in the chat here if anyone wants to join along. That also says logged out true, so if anyone gets logged out from that, my apologies. These are the Archmage for the Neeb project as well. They turn out really nice.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful work.
I very much like that little base edition there at the bottom. That's nice.
Yeah,
the Burning Ring of Fire. So Johnny Cash.
Inspired by John's vlog, I've been doing lots of assembling and priming on the night hunts, which isn't very exciting. However, I did take to one model, almost finished. Just need to dull down the metal a bit more, possibly some white highlights on the skull and arms, and a bit of flock on the base. George Seeley. What do you think, John?
George's project has been really worth the watch.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of funny because we did the project in here. Sorry, I did the project in here, not the Royal We. And once I was about 3/4 of the way through it, George was like, "Oh man, now I have to start." And he got back into it as well. His basing is really good though. I really had to rush the basing on ours, but his basing taking a bit more time on it is really good.
Be quiet, John. You had your rush bases. It still looks great.
They don't.
Your bases look fine.
They don't.
Next up with Doug the Fug, painting some Walking Dead. And this is gruesome. I love the newspapers on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It's from a free PDF download you can get online. So
very cool.
I bet you could just get that, cut it out, and PVA it down, couldn't you? I suppose that's sorted.
Could you make if you get a Salp, thank you very much for following, but could you get like a whole pile of the papers and make it like a windy day and have like a really windy zombie apocalypse where someone's covering their faces, some were like because some of the zombies are like all walking towards them, but like having the newspaper just fly past them, I think that'd be so
one
cool.
Stuck on a zombie's face and...
yeah. If you could have one stuck in a zombie's face, and then I don't know when this Walking Dead takes place, like what date. It's quite modern, but if you could have like a modern politician, maybe his face on the front cover of the newspaper, so it replaces the face of the zombie.
Boris Johnson causes
Yes,
zombie apocalypse.
I was about to ask which of the Egypts out of London we would pick. It would be Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. Yeah.
And the newspaper should say, Johnson starts apocalypse.
So Doug the Fog says that on the project page it's some different ways of using the papers.
Oh, awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'd love to see like if we can get a printout of those papers, because I have some of the Walking Dead stuff too, and if I ever get around to it, I think that'd be a cool idea to try and attempt with the zombies. So Redverse needs some advice and help. Plugging away in the project for some 15mm Fallschirmjäger. But what's happened here is the base color is applied and I paint some dip in the shading and spray the models with matte varnish shoots. This time heat or humidity left a nasty speckle on it.
Oh,
This happens a lot. We see this coming up a lot in the forums and stuff now.
Yeah. John, you do have advice, do you not, for something like
between
this?
me and Jerry, I think we kind of know what to do, and it's a mixture of like dabbing it with vegetable oil and then giving it another coat. You know, dabbing it with vegetable oil and then wiping it off, obviously, then giving it another coat of matte varnish. Jerry might have a couple other suggestions for it as well, because we definitely tackled this before.
Yeah, very cool. So Redverse, if you have any questions, feel free to fire Jerry or John a message, and hopefully the community can actually help out as well. What I would recommend is like maybe not putting it into the what are you painting, although a lot of people go there, but it's very difficult to see your responses. I'd recommend creating your own thread for something like this if you're asking for advice.
There's Jerry saying you can gloss coat and then remat.
Yeah.
You just have to be really careful with as Amanda says, what varnish you're using, and when and where you're applying it.
Okay, so next up we have 144 Artist. He's been working a lot on some Volsung minis, and we got this car painted up. There's a whole collection of Volsung stuff. I think we saw this one.
We've
before,
seen these in the projects, yeah.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that car.
Just it's a proper mafia car. It
That
would
car,
work
though.
really well with the Scylla, isn't it? They're the halfling mafia.
Yeah.
They'd
They'd be rocking around in those. Hey, look, it's a Ben thing.
What have you been working on, Ben?
Oh, this
was a month ago, like.
Yeah, this was back at the start of August. I got this model from Limbo Miniatures, which is the Paul Bonner troll, which I thought was really cool. I gave up trying to put the horns on properly, so just made them look weird and like it was like a Jim Henson puppet. So whatever. But yeah, it was really cool. I started work on it. I've painted all the skin now. It's like a light blue because I'm going to try and do it more as a
Should we ruin your parade, Ben, and just say that later tomorrow, Roman has a Paul Bonner skin tone tutorial going out tomorrow.
Well, fine. I'll bloody watch that then.
It's okay, Ben. I didn't edit that one. Otherwise, I would have told you.
God, no one keeps me up to date. The other things I've been doing. That's the dungeon layouts that I actually used for the D&D game that I played last Friday. So, and that's using the Game Start Edition tiles that were on Kickstarter.
How do you find the edition tiles?
I think they're great. I doodle on them. There's lots of really nice options in there as well. I only had like the prototype version that was sent over to you guys, but I think in the actual pledge you get a lot more stuff as well. And all the card standees are different sizes, because in this one, like even Kobold is the same size as like a Basilisk, but they've changed it so that it's a little bit more. It's easy to tell scale now in the new one because they've got some nice basic inserts and stuff. But the illustrations are really nice. That's the thing that grabbed me. And I've been going down the route a little bit of like Gloomhaven, where I'm going to do any character miniatures that they've done in model form, and all the monsters will just be standees because it means I don't have to paint as much stuff. So I've got enough work to do as a dungeon master anyway. So.
Yeah, that's true. We're currently playing like on Thursdays a Harry Potter themed RPG based on Tales from the Loop rules.
Oh, awesome.
So like I led the group first with Tales from the Loop, and then one of the guys who usually runs Horus Heresy RPG, he said like, I've been wanting to do Harry Potter for ages, and the amount of work this guy puts into his RPGs, like he's got every single student in our classes, he's got all their names, their blood types, their family members. I'm just like,
wow.
Okay, I'm gonna go visit Hagrid today. I don't care about my
He's
class.
like, what? Don't talk to Norbert. I've put Norbert in for a reason, alright?
Yeah.
That's the prerogative of all players in any role-playing game ever, to just basically ruin all the things the Dungeon Master has done for you.
Yeah.
So,
If you're not doing it, then you're not doing it right. So next up we have Mage working on the Arkworld River Troll, I believe.
It looks like one seriously mad hippopotamus.
I really like the Arkworld stuff, especially the Witch Doctor. If I ever run out of minis to paint, which I won't, I would like to get the Witch Doctor. I think he's very cool. This is very, very nice. I like the highlighting or the dry brushing on it.
to make it look a little bit more like stone or sort of weathered skin.
Yeah, sort of leathery sort of skin.
Arkworld, they have very nice like cartoony creatures as well, so it can't be too serious whenever you're painting this stuff.
Yeah.
I think the bright colours, like of the eyes and the ears, work quite well in this. I think it went a little bit too heavy on the dry brush, but then again, it kind of serves as like fur, like matted fur.
Perhaps.
So it might work. I almost thought that was an eyeball coming out of his mouth there. It's a broken tusk.
The set for Arkworld, the like starter one, is really fun because it's made for 4 players, I think, and it's got like halflings of Hobbleshire and some Albinonican guard or something. No, I think it might just be Albinonican guard, the troll, orcs, and something else. And so one player basically takes control of the troll, and then each of them plays different factions, and it's meant to play out really nice and narratively, which is really cool. So
cool. Yeah. I think I would prefer games that aren't really heavy on the rules, but more narrative based. That's what I got from, was it Chris? Chris makes them, or Mike? I think is his name. Who sculpts them?
Alex.
Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that feeling from. So next up we have
it is the pain
Bob
blade.
Cocaine. Yeah, as John says, the Bane Blade.
It's a big old tank. Move on. There you go.
We had some fantastic historical accuracy last week, John.
I don't even want to know. Do not want to know. Good effort, Bob.
Yeah.
Needs more everything. Needs more weathering. It's more mud.
So, like John, I have nothing to compare this to, and I can't see other than the mini. But what size is this thing?
It's about 10 to 11 inches long. About 7 or 8 inches tall. Giggity. It's a big old model. We have like 4 of them in the studio.
Alright, okay. Wow. A lot of work gone into these.
There's Pun Dancer at it again.
So what would you change on this, John? Like, what would you add to it?
I would be chucking a load of pigment powders and stuff on it and getting it all dusty and maybe adding a bit more rust and chipping to it. That'll be about it.
Okay, cool.
Doesn't need much more because the camouflage is camouflage. That's grand.
And the highlighting on the armor panels looks nice as well.
Yeah.
Very fitting for the 40k. So
I'm glad you say that camouflage is camouflage. That's going to help me, John. So next on we have Loner, looking at some Guild Ball.
yes,
Mortician's Guild, yeah. let's have a look at these. Oh wow,
Nice.
The detail on the eyeballs.
Yeah, nice
Really
dark
stands out.
colours
Uh-huh.
popped off with bright ones as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like birds as miniatures because I don't feel like any company does them well. Because you can't have floating birds. They're always like pegged onto something.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with like the GW bats and mantic bats. They're all like big bundles flying. I don't know. Use magnet technology and make them float. That's what I want.
Well, you could.
So I think as we look down further to the bottom of this, they said that I believe we did actually talk about these on a hobby hangout before, and we talked about painting the bright colours first, and he's put a couple of reasons why. So the dark colours for under them was in the post, and if I painted the dark colours first, I'd go over the lines and then have to bring it all back up again to make them vibrant. Oh, okay, so makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Manda's, she likes the burrows and badgers birds
Because they're not flying.
Yeah, they're all on the ground fighting.
Yeah. Or like the barn owl, it's like gesturing, like, come at me, bruh.
The birds that they did for, I think they're called Aether Wings for Age of Sigmar, are pretty cool. And most of the stuff that's done flying for Games Workshop is usually alright. It just usually has, as you were saying, Lance, like a tree attached to them or something. But yeah.
Sundancer working away on more Star Wars stuff. This time, some objectives and train pieces. Liking it. I like Sundancer has currently got a new project he's painting with his daughter. I think it's a very cute little project. Getting his daughter into the hobby and having some like bonding time with them, families. It's always a good thing. So here we are fixing up this the Great Red model. From what I remember as well, it's all metal.
Yep.
So like, will that green stuff hold?
Yeah, it should.
Yeah.
It's not only a very heavy model, but it is actually lethal if thrown.
So the green stuff's basically just been used to fill in the gaps again, hasn't it? So. Oh man, it's such a cool dragon.
Reprimed it as well. I love the shadow behind. That's pretty intimidating.
Although it kind of reminds me of Dracula Dead and Loving It Shadow.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen Dracula Dead and Loving It, the shadows start doing things.
Sundancer says it's not bonding because she doesn't let her paint alone anymore. That's good though. That's a good thing. Another D&D commission from Chaos Gorka. This is a cool magic spell.
So that's a tiefling, yeah. But I think it could I reckon that's either a tiefling wizard, or it's a tiefling rogue who's gone for arcane trickster as their archetype. But,
It just slapped me as Beyblade.
I can imagine him shouting out something in over the top anime language. Yeah.
Nani?
Nani?
So next, from someone whose name I probably will not try to pronounce, but it seems a very appropriate name for
Gianluca Fiorentini. There you go.
Yeah. So we have some GW Legolas stuff.
Oh yes, I love that
Killer,
Legolas. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And some Rohan too, which is great. So.
Oh yeah, you're a big fan of your Rohan minis, aren't you?
Yeah, I've still got all the ones that I was working on last year, or the start of this year. Yeah, start of this year.
So I think this all looks great. They got the brown bases as well, inspired by Ben. I like to imagine. You got nice brown bases.
Brown bases for skirmish. Black bases for skirmish and fantasy.
Yep.
Black bases for sci-fi.
Okay.
So, or grey, if you want to go round them with astronomical grey, then that's fine. So. Otherwise, I don't care.
That orc guy is pretty terrifying as well.
Do you know what?
Orc.
I always wanted an Urukai army. Always wanted one, and I was like, but
all working in the kitchen,
yeah,
preparing the next menu.
Veggies back on the menu. What? No meat? No, we turned over a new leaf.
Let's see.
You're gonna have to like
I have
save this one out. And
Just put your I was gonna say put your finger on the screen, but that doesn't help, does it?
No. Okay, so we
can we find a really funny thing to put on that?
yes we
Okay.
can.
Gerard Butler's face.
No, I should have something here.
Just put his face on his face.
No.
I mean, it's been on the
John,
screen for long enough now, but
It's okay. Don't you worry. I've got the perfect thing. So it's fine.
I will say that it's excellent paint. But
Oh no!
Okay, here we go. We can look at it now. Why is it not turning up? There we go. Okay. Okay, and Photoshop. Not that one. There we go. It's perfect. Yeah, the paint job is excellent. Mortal Gods, awesome stuff. Let me just see if we can scroll past that. And then we can look at some Spectre stuff as well. Let me just preempt anything else as well.
Ben just caught up.
yeah.
And now everyone else in the room is watching.
If that's not the thumbnail, I'm going to be very upset. Now.
You're gonna have to make that the
Yeah.
Tiny Pecker redefined. Okay, so next we have Spectre Operations as well from Andy.
Yeah.
I love that Andy doesn't even comment about it either. It's just like, cheers,
Here it is.
Andy.
It's like, look at my stuff. Here you go.
Yeah.
No, it's really nice to see more Spectre stuff. I see also that they brought out the new Spetsnaz unit last week, which was really cool. And I'd really like to see someone tackle some more of those characters.
I thought you were about to say I would really like to paint one, and I was about to have a heart attack after everything that's just happened.
I would like to see a mini sculpted with Sam's face. No. I want to point out, like, look at the mohawk tuft. I don't know what you call that. The helmet, the plume on it. The detail that Andy's put into that is incredible.
And yet he's still only spending about 40 minutes a model.
I don't know. I tend not to think about it anymore.
No. He's the only one that's going to leave the upcoming boot camp with a painted army.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yep.
Awesome
Crest,
stuff.
sorry. Crest or plume.
Next we
whatever,
have Mage with the Banshees. Still early days, so I assume we just prime these. So some thoughts, some suggestions for these. If you're going down the route of what's the Sean Connery film? One of his very first film. It was an old Irish tale. Darby and the Little People. Thank you, Tom. My goodness, that if you go down the route of the Banshee and Darby and the Little People, you definitely need to highlight it a lot more and put in some awful CG effects. No, not Highlander, Jerry. Come on.
There could only be some.
This shows off though how easy it is to paint the Nighthorn if you want to, like, because you can add maybe another the metallics to this, and even if you didn't do anything else to that model, it'd kind of look awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I think these would be cool for? Because they're green, I think it'd be great in like a Scooby-Doo game. You got Scooby and the gang.
They're too
Oh
scary.
yeah.
They're genuinely too scary for a Scooby-Doo thing, though.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of the old episodes of Scooby-Doo were haunting though as well.
Oh, talking of old TV shows, by the way, The original Batman animated series is all on Amazon, and I was watching that on Saturday, and I was basically a child again. It's great.
So you haven't been watching Pokemon on Twitch then, no?
No.
Catching Pokemon on the go.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Twitch have introduced a live stream 24/7 of all the Pokemon episodes, and you can catch Pokemon on the screen as well.
That's really cool.
You okay there, John?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I haven't actually watched it. I just know about it.
Okay.
Tommy was talking about it as well, and I tuned in for like one episode, and then I realised that I think it's best to stay in my childhood. I don't need to watch it again. But we have the Joker as well. I think I don't know. It might just be the lighting, but the mini looks a little bit too dark. But I think the colouring is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I think he does say that there's just base coats on this at the moment, so there probably will be another stage added to this one. But
so quick question from Yogi Bear on projects. Do we have one project thread, or we start multiple threads with different projects? It really depends on what you feel you're more comfortable with. Some people have been like creating multiple projects. I think it's fine as long as you're not flooding the project system too much. Whereas I think if you have something specific, like if you're painting multiple minis, if you're like Andy, for example, who paints like a lot of Spectre, a lot of Bolt Action, a lot of Greeks and Spartans and stuff.
Everything.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool just to have like an Andy general project.
Oh yeah.
To show off everything he's doing, like almost like as a portfolio. But if you're working on something specific, such as the Oathsworn miniature sculpting, I think it works really well to have a project of just its own to show off like your stages.
And then you have people like Amanda who have 20 projects.
Yeah.
Over 20 projects, as she says.
So it's really up to you. I'm not a huge fan of seeing a lot of projects, but I can see why people do it. I enjoy going through projects that people have made as like portfolios. I really like seeing, finished paint models, and then maybe just linking into somewhere else and showing off their stages or something. But yeah, up to you, Yogi Bear. Whatever you're more comfortable with. Known entity. 2501, thank you very much for following. I hope you're enjoying the show. So next we have Sci-Fi with more Night Haunts. I love the colour and the candle here.
Yeah, he's following a bit more closely to the GW style, which is still really cool. And it's very well executed in this case as well.
How do you find the Night Haunts, John, whenever you were painting them up?
Yeah, right. Alright.
I think if you used an airbrush for a lot of it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you have an airbrush, if you're hand painting it, it's bloody nightmare, I would imagine.
But airbrushing naturally gives you that more spooky.
Wasn't
sort
a
of
pun
blend
intended,
in.
but no, it is.
What?
I said it would be a nightmare to paint as a brush. I have one. You okay there, Ben, as well? Do you want to leave? No, I think if you have an air gun, I think it would be fun to paint. If you're doing it with a brush, it would take too long.
I think when it comes to brush painting them, I think the idea is to maybe start with the white base coat, use washes, and then do dry brushing and stuff if you want to try and make it quick and easy.
Yeah.
And then use obviously things like weathering solutions on the weapons to make them look old and decrepit, and then you'd have a really nice contrast there, and it would probably take you no time at all either. So.
Cool.
And then you look over at the other side of your box, which is full of Stormcast Eternals, and weep. But
so next we have Panzer Kaput on Lady Guinevere.
Guinevere.
Guinevere, yes.
Ha! See, I'm not even into this stuff, and yet I can pronounce the words.
But this is like a proper old school historical version of her.
I don't know,
Yeah.
because it could work Guinevere, but I had an ex called Genevieve, so like, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to film a skit because in the comments here people are saying, imagine painting something with an air gun. And I feel like I just need to take up my airsoft AK and just shoot at something and go, is it painted yet?
It'll not be like Homer, where he makes a makeup shotgun.
The makeup gun.
Yeah. Oh, could we?
Do you think we could try that?
Can we get a shot? Of course we can get a shotgun. You can get a shotgun. Yeah, we can try that. Let's see how well that goes.
Per mini would be painted, but it would be
Well,
painted
there'd be paint on it.
It'd be
but there'd
painted on the
paint
wall
everywhere
behind
else.
it. This Guinevere is fantastic, though. I really like the little details that are going into the base of the robes, and the whole basing is quite nice as well. Yeah, very
No,
nice.
Manda, there hasn't been a tank called Guinevere. That is not how I know that name.
Svol. It's been painted. I don't know what this is, but this guy took a little break from Death Guard. This looks pretty cool, though.
I believe it is one of the Vermin Lords from Warhammer Age of
From the
Sigmar.
Skaven, yeah. Interesting.
The horn game on this thing is amazing.
The Horn game.
Its horn game is strong.
Oh,
His dog looks like the one that's like like you see in the gifs, the one that bounces up and down. It's the same type of dog.
I know what you're talking about.
So childish.
So next up, I think we saw this image before. Is this duplicate, maybe? But more Star Wars terrain from Sundancer. Working through Warlord Darad's army miniatures. Not the best, but I'm seeing improvement on past models. My darker skin tones are horrible, though. From Skip to the End. So is this... Are these the older models? And then we see the newer ones? Not sure. I don't think the skin tone's too bad. Has it been varnished before based, though?
I'm not sure. I think it has, yeah.
I like the scarf, though. It's kind of cool.
You're very quiet to me, by the way, just so you're aware.
Sorry.
He is speaking fairly quietly today.
No, like all the volume has gone down very low on my end, but
Quite recently, or throughout the whole time?
like just in the last couple of minutes.
All right. Is maybe
I
your
thought it might
speaker's
come back up
feeling-
again, but
We haven't done anything. It's not our fault.
Yeah. What are you doing, Ben?
I don't know. Maybe I've clearly had enough of you.
Apparently it's just you, because we sound fine to Coco, even though
Oh.
Coco's sitting beside us.
That's weird. Oh, it's back again now. What the hell? I didn't do anything.
Did you accidentally half pull out your headphones?
I don't know. Oh, technology.
I think we saw this before, didn't
Yeah,
we?
again in the project that was covering this one. Bear in mind, we're still early August on the Waypan thread, I think.
I think he looks like Jeff Goldblum, the mage.
Let's have a quick look here. He does a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if you could like have him lounging, then yes.
Life finds a way.
I love the detail in the trousers, actually, like that, like non-metallic shine kind of thing effect that's going on. It's very cool. Some ogres from a few days ago from Mage. That is a very strong and bold skin tone.
Fits in perfectly with the new sort of slightly higher fantasy look of Age of Sigmar, though. So
Yeah.
I would potentially brighten the skin a little bit.
Yeah. I think the skin is too dark, but this might just be base colors. But yeah, a little bit of highlights on it would make wonders.
Yeah, nothing as much as the ice that you've done as the weapons, but just maybe a one step up in the blue, I think.
Yeah. So, but I saying your beard must have reached your ears, man.
What?
This stream needs some Jaffa cakes, apparently.
Well, we can go to Ryan for those. He's a
I
dealer
don't think
of
he'll
Jaffa
give us
cakes.
any.
No.
He has 2 separate supplies.
Next up we have Silver Stars, more Conan stuff. This guy looks pretty cool looking. Something like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of look to it. The Conan mini looks great as well.
Yeah, the skin tone, that's insane. What? So much that was, I don't know what you were doing.
It was linked into Imager. That's why. So I have to go to Imager and see what's going on in this. There we go. Let's have a proper look here.
Do we have a mostly naked lady?
For the shop.
No, she's fine.
Belit is wearing very little, but she's wearing something.
Yeah.
Well, you could say that about the males as well.
Yeah.
True.
That was an amazing set.
Very
of
detailed.
minis.
Good job we clarified that.
I'm not sorry about that at all. It's all
Ugh.
beautifully well painted.
This guy looks pretty scary.
Yeah. The is it a conquistador? The guy in the silver armor with the weird looking helmet.
This guy here?
Yeah. He looks so badass. I want a pair of boots like that. Have that big
He
fold
looks
down
like
bit.
the thing in Big. In the movie Big.
I've not seen Big.
You've not seen Big?
No, I've not seen Big either.
What? Oh dear. Voltan? Looks like Voltan, I think.
No idea what you're talking about.
Let me just... Here we go, Voltan. Show me Voltan. Okay, this isn't Voltan. Is it Voltan? Big?
You really shouldn't be typing out, really.
No. Big, the movie. Voltaire, is it? Voltaire, maybe?
Zoltan.
There we go.
Zoltar, Jerry
There we go.
says.
That's what he looks like, I think. Definitely. Let's go to the shop and let's see. Yes. That's it. It's perfectly. That's how we know. There we go.
It looks nothing like him.
Sean, if you haven't seen Big, you've got no words to lean on here.
Oh, I have seen Big. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go back in your word now, Ben. Yeah, sure.
No, it's the Tom Hanks one, isn't it?
Yeah. You just Googled that.
Yeah. No.
You're watching the trailer right now. My
More
car's is on
Nikons.
crack again. I was never on crack. I'm just great crack. That's all.
Ah, well done.
These Skaven warriors are... I always feel sorry for their spines.
They're Nikons, they don't care.
Okay, fair enough. I see your point there, John.
Just saying. That's so punchy. Look at all
No.
of that blue.
That was very nice.
It's nice that there are different colours mixed in there as well, and then the
Yeah.
basing then ties it all together. That's the key thing.
Yeah.
So that even though you have got different models in there with different colour schemes, everything pulls together into the basing, which is good. So.
Beautiful work.
A more enchanter from the Tower faction of Deneb. I love the glow from his hands, and like as I said before, the sheen of his trousers. I want to say Adidas trousers.
That's 3 stripes, dude. That's
Yeah.
Those are clearly kappas.
Yeah, Kappa's right. Yeah.
And I'm going to call him the Idris Elba in miniature form. So now we've got a large cast of Hollywood characters coming together. So.
I watched The Dark Tower recently. I quite enjoyed it because I haven't read the books. So that's probably why I enjoyed it.
Is that the one with Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah. Alright.
Alright.
Matthew
line,
McConaughey
that
with
film.
the weird nose thing.
Next we have Zoid Pinhead with his mini and basing. This looks very cool. I would have added a little bit more variety in the flocking, maybe, but I think
It's
looks
not bad,
excellent.
though.
Yeah, looks great.
What I will say though is it looks like this guy has just finished a scale model of Stonehenge.
Very nice.
He used your excellent advice from your photography and gaming product. So
I saw that come up, and I looked through the project at the time as well. Is this any better, Lance? Yes, it is. Yes. I think we saw some of these as well. It's all coming back to me now. Or maybe we saw these in the projects. Excellent stuff. Imperial Knights and Horseman Tan. Oh my, that looks like quite the collection going on in the background there.
There's a lot of chaos in the background there that's just being used as filler for these poor Imperial Knights.
and yes, Manda Warren is still in the basement from last night's stream. Yes. He's still in there, and they haven't let him out. So
Mag66, I love the basing on this.
Yeah, that basing though.
that's very good for a proper deep Forest of Endor look, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even the weathering on the
bikes.
racers as well.
Oh yeah, with some of the muck up on the boots. That's cool. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. That was a very cool looking scheme there. They stand out so much, which is probably not a good thing for them tactically, but that works really nicely. Certainly see some really interesting stuff coming out of like Star Wars Legion, like the paint schemes that people are coming up with. Behalf of the friends of Wingsmith Painting, the Axemen from the Coven faction. I think we saw this one again before. I think I don't know the lore, but I think maybe the skin tone's a little bit too bright. But other than that, I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, he's an outdoor gent that has seen his time.
Yeah,
Seen plenty of years out there.
Where can you get tropical Pacific style basing?
Pet shops.
Pet shops.
Yes, go anywhere near the reptile area.
Speaking of reptile.
That is incredible looking.
Nice segue, John.
Yeah. That is so friggin' cool.
I would hope that that's not brush painted, because
I bet it is.
no.
Well,
it
it
can't
has
be.
to. It has to be. It absolutely has to be.
It's amazing though. I've still got that to paint from my set. I was going to try and paint everything from the Conan box in scenario order, but then I gave up after painting the heroes. So.
Police cruiser for Gaslands. That is very cool. I like that.
I like Tuffy's approach of it's essentially the same thing, but I've added more guns.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I approve of this.
So out of some concrete debris from the stormtrooper bases from Noggin the Nog. So we saw these stormtroopers earlier. I think, yeah, this looks cool.
They are looking really badass. I love the red tint on the weapons. It's just such a juxtaposition to what we're used to seeing with them.
Yeah.
I'm probably using that term entirely wrong, but whatever.
It's a nice contrast.
Planes.
So you should have been here last week, John, where I butchered every single plane I saw.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So this is from Ship 77, Blood Red Skies starter box. This is a very nice, actually. That is a nice paint scheme in that little plane there.
Yeah. Wow, it's very clean cut and it's very detailed as well.
Yeah, beautiful.
Good old using the book for references as well. So that's good.
I was going to try my hand at making a pun there, but I decided to leave it.
Yeah.
Pun dancer would only shoot me down anyway. That's excellent work.
Yeah. And using the books as reference. Always a good thing as well. Good stuff. So we have Midget Tina, I believe.
We have seen this stuff in the project before as well.
So we saw these in the project, but still looking excellent. I hope to see them finished up at some point. So this week we'll go through all of the What Are You Painting Now, just catch up a bit, and this weekend we are announcing the End Is Nigh terrain winners on this weekender, and next week we'll go through a few more of the projects and just catch up on what people are up to, because I believe some people are actually continuing on with the End Is Nigh stuff as well. I love this.
Doug is really going to town on playing about with the basing and the style of these.
Yeah, like these zombies, it's difficult to find variety in zombies, because if you add more blood and just rip clothing, you can kind of get away with it. But Doug seems to find a lot of variety between them. Does very well in making them unique as well, rather than just a pack of walkers.
There, Sundancer, actually, you're bringing up an interesting point there. If we're all happy to talk about that for maybe a minute, what Sundancer has in the chat there, Ben.
Yeah,
if you want to talk about that, John, I'll just keep scrolling.
Sure, go for it.
Go through the projects.
As he says, there, in some computer games, are being allowed to retain some of the images like swastikas and stuff. Like for a long time, that's been completely banned in Germany and largely all across Europe. How that affects hobby, I think was it in the 1960s maybe, is when model companies started to remove swastikas from their aircraft kits and stuff like that. But you could, even up to today, you can still buy those third party, because obviously a UK person can make them and distribute them how they wish. You can't display it in Germany currently, but I doubt you're going to see it affecting tabletop gaming that much. Because even with with Warlords doing Africa Corps stuff, you can still get that palm tree and swastika symbol on there. You may have to cover it up if you're in Europe, but
I was just going to say, since it has sort of been removed almost from a lot of stuff anyway, I don't think anyone's noticed its removal unless you're really hardcore into the proper signifiers for on tanks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be too much of a big thing. I don't imagine there's going to be a lot of people suddenly sticking swastikas on stuff.
The only thing it affects really is aircraft modelers. Because every German plane had a swastika on it, but not every German vehicle on the ground had a swastika on it, because it wasn't part of their symbology. The black Balkan cross was the one that most German vehicles used more than anything else. So it doesn't affect us really that much as far as tabletop gaming goes. Certainly historical stuff. We're looking at more big dudes.
Yeah. So a lot more of the armor's been working on. Mage is saying that it's going to continue on with the skin tone next. So it'd be interesting to see just a little bit of uplift on the skin tone. But I think what he's working on, even the damage on the sword and the leather work, it looks really, really nice. I love this purple metal thing going on here. I think it's quite interesting. It's a nice different color, and purple and yellow work well together, so good work on that. Progress in the Banshee continues. Picks from today, from last week. A little bit of highlighting went a long way, and that metalwork as well. As you say, John, a little bit of metalwork, or was it Ben? And highlighting pretty much finishes off the models. I'm sorry, Ben.
Jesus. Anton.
What, Recon, can you ask that question again? Was it swastika or the cross? I'm not sure what you're referring to. See, the thing is, this whole swastika ban thing never affected Hollywood. So every time you had a World War II movie come out, everybody's wearing the correct iconography. So, from a Western standpoint, it doesn't really bother us. The UK and America in particular, it doesn't really affect us.
I have nothing to contribute to that conversation, so...
It is a slightly political topic, yes, I agree, but it's also a... How much do you cut historical accuracy from something?
Like, as I say, I think in the wider scheme of things, for most people generally, I don't think it was... to say the word missed is a weird turn of phrase.
To say it's not... its absence wasn't noted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because people have still been doing, as you say, things for Africa Corps and all kinds of things without a lot of those symbols on their vehicles and all that kind of thing, so...
Yeah.
I think, if you're talking about it wasn't banned in movies, but video games get banned, it's probably because with movies you don't see yourself as much as you don't see yourself represented, whereas video games you're pretty much playing in it. So you're representing your own self through this scenario, and that's maybe why.
Recon's said there again. On the German Wehrmacht vehicles and the Luftwaffe, I thought they both used the cross. Well, the Luftwaffe used the cross in the middle of the fuselage, but they always had the swastika on the tail plane. But as I say, a lot of a lot of scale model companies removed that, deleted that, or gave you just a cross that had nothing else on it.
Can I just say, great work in that yellow shading.
Yes, that is gorgeous.
Because yellow, I don't know how anyone does it. So Horatian Noseblower, phenomenal work in that yellow shading.
Yeah,
Yellow's incredibly difficult to work with.
I noticed that, and that's why there was a golden button in it for him. So it was also nice to see someone doing some really cool D&D style adventuring heroes as well. So
some more ogres. I really want to see the skin tone come up here now, because they're looking really well. I think Mage is doing such a good job on them so far. Love to see the skin tone come up. So Princess.
I was gonna say I loved the big green alien that was done by Dark Dangan. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool as well. That was the tide over until the game arrives. So this is for Fallout Wasteland. Yeah,
that's great. I love that. That's so poppy.
Yeah. So I'd imagine that's just green with like a yellow highlight on the head.
And a wash maybe as well. But,
yeah.
That's superb. Nice. I love that.
I haven't played enough Fallout to recognise those guys.
I really want to start painting some Fallout Wasteland Warfare.
Yeah.
But I want the resins.
Have you ordered the resins?
I haven't ordered anything yet. I'm really sinking my money into my Challenger 2 tank at the minute.
Yeah, so, a lot of people are getting... Those who bought PVC minis boxes, I was reading on forums that people are now getting emails saying that they're also getting, or those who bought the resin are also now getting the PVC to make up for the lost time of shipping.
Well, that's a nice move. That is a very fair move.
It's a good move, but I think ultimately they're just trying to get rid of the PVC minis. Because I think there's a lot of backlash from the PVC stuff.
I can imagine, as our unboxing said, I can imagine there's been a lot of disappointment in the quality of the PVC. But I still wouldn't turn down getting a set for free if I got a resin set through. You know, and if it's a very nice gesture, because what Modifius could have done was just toss it, just got rid of it. If they were going to do that, but that's a very nice gesture, I think.
One of the things that was brought up actually was that some people had said in the comments that the PVC set wasn't made for hobbyists; it was made for people who were new to it.
Yeah.
But even then, if you get models that are bendy and weird, I think even at that point you'd be hard pressed to say that it was, like, oh, this is good.
Yeah. So there's only one game that I excuse the bendy models. It's from Zombies. I don't know if you guys have ever played Zombies. I think we have them in the office, but like because there's so many of them, that half the time we just made jokes about them. Like, oh, they're just lying on the floor for a bit. They're just they're mid-fall. But with such a big IP such as Fallout, I think it's difficult to challenge the backlash on that. But I want to move on as well to crotch work. The basing on this stands out the most to me, and the bright. I don't know, like everything in this, like it's pretty. How can I save this image? What's going on here? That's a bit annoying. Can I do this? View image. Because I want to
It's coming up in a weird format, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something I need to discuss at some point with the guys.
It's not very.
It's a little bit low res as well. Oh well, we'll just look through. Because the skin tone, like almost matches the base, and then you've got the fire and everything as well. Like everything is really dark and gritty, and then you have the skin tones and the light hair and the bit of green here. It really brings it up. I think it's a really nice like contrast of shading and color choices in that. I really like it. Let's move back from that, and there we go. We're back. And then we have some really nice like little diorama shots here as well. I like your suggestion, Ben. We cut them up into dead bodies and make objectives.
Man, if they are really, really bad, send them to me. Or you take the T60 suit from it and you cut it up and you put it into your happy radiation pond.
Yeah.
Make it look like a locked up suit or an abandoned suit that's been sprawled all over
I
the
mean,
place. Kinda
radiation pond would kill anyone coming close to it anyway.
Yeah.
So if you
no one's going to loot it.
yeah.
They have to wade into death to get it.
If they're not great, then just cut off the bases and just plug them into it. Have them like slowly sink into the wasteland.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
Mojo Hamster.
Thank you very much for following. I hope you're enjoying this show.
I'm
That's
glad
a
you've
very
retained
cool
the little tank gift.
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy about
Uh,
that. Oh, tanks.
Speaking of tanks, John, I like the description here of just painting the exhaust pipes.
Just some light tank work in the day. Little
Very
muskies.
So these are 15mm, aren't they? Or they slightly
no,
bigger?
They look 28.
Yeah, they're 28 because they're tiny tanks in real life, so they're.
So, what are these from? Because it's not often that I see tanks with bases.
I'm not sure if these are Warlord or not.
They could be Rubicon,
They
maybe?
could be Rubicon, yeah. In fact, they probably are Rubicon.
Because so far, from what I remember, like a lot of the, unless it's 15mm, there's not many tanks or bases on tanks in the office that I've seen. And I haven't seen very much of it from the community either.
I think that's kind of a choice for like some people will mount things like their support weapons and big anti-tank guns on a base, and then other people won't. I prefer not to do it because I like the idea I like taking off models from crews and stuff.
Yep.
And I think tanks are big enough that they can kind of work on anything regardless. But
you know the best historical basing I've ever seen, and you've seen it too, John, was the Flames of War 15mm tank from Thomas Menes. Because he had it on a beach, and everyone was like, they had old boxes of Coca-Cola, and they had like water flowing through. So if you placed them in a certain order, it looked like an actual beach with the waves like coming in. It looked incredible.
That's awesome.
One of his command groups was brilliant because they had the flagpole, but on the top of it was the McDonald's golden arches.
Yeah.
It was such a characterful, odd-looking army.
It was it was so bright as well.
That's great.
I think we did have video on him showing them off. I think it went out on a weekender.
Yeah.
But I remember just like spending like most of the day just like finding excuses to go and have a look at them again and again. So next up we have Arena Rex as well from Blip Virtus. Very nice stuff here.
Was that a golden button person as well?
Yes. This I don't know. This was in August 2008. So I don't know if it was for these. I don't think Lloyd would like these because he really doesn't like these bases.
He's too plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the paints on these are really nice. I'd like to see, because it's Roman, maybe it's a new shield, but I'd like to see some like scratch marks on the shield. It'd be cool. Recon, yeah, I agree. Nice skin tones on them. Oh, this is very nice.
The patina on that armor.
That's really cool.
Really nice.
That is lovely.
We got a rhino as well coming in. I love the blue shading or the blue highlighting on it. It's very nice. Very, very good. Oh, look at this. Look at this dragon.
That dragon has come on so well.
Yeah, that's the finished dragon that I showed off on the community spotlight.
Yeah, that's incredible.
God, it's so nice. Man.
Yeah. Very nice. Really well fixed job on that as well. Awesome stuff. And no dust on it. Awesome. Next we have Silver Stars, looking at more Conan stuff, more mooks. The archers this time around. He's really like continued with the paint scheme. Like each rank and file stuff, he manages to nail the paint scheme perfectly on it. I think is probably more impressive than most one model paints. Next we have Launer. He's always working on some War Machine stuff. So this thing, I'm really always impressed by how many photos he puts up as well.
And from all different angles as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Circle of Orbis.
Circle Orboros.
Yeah. These are kind of cool models. I always kind of like these.
Yep. See, I liked them as well until I painted that friggin'
The
giant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Coming out of the Giant's Causeway, and I was like,
There's just
It's
a lot
nice.
of work into that big giant though.
Yeah. It's nice that there's a different side to the factions in War Machine though. That's the thing. Like, I'm not a massive fan of the game, but I do appreciate the different themed factions that they've got for it. So.
Yeah. I think Hordes have a much different theme than the War Machine stuff, because like if I look at is it Signar and who's there, Kador?
Yeah.
They both look the same to me. I'm sorry, John. They just do.
clearly.
One's painted blue, one's painted red.
I get what you mean. They're all just big zombie
Yeah.
robots, effectively. Yeah.
And same with the Templar. Is it the Templars as well? Like they're painted
Protectors
cream
of Venoth. Yeah.
purple. Like they're just Kador with some more spikes and a bit of like decoration. That's that's all it is to me. But whereas I think Hordes has a much like wider range, and I much.
They do.
prefer Hordes.
Everything's very unique in
Yeah.
Hordes. That's a key thing, I think.
Recon, am I ever going to paint another Orc Gigant or the Stompa? Not if I can help it.
Just you wait until October.
Oh no.
So we saw the Freak Show sign from Irish Steve. He's going to be coming over the boot camp weekend. Hopefully we'll get a meeting with him as well.
I have
concerning
much to discuss with Irish Steve.
Yeah. Hopefully we're going to... Steve, if you're watching, we're going to try and organise a meeting with yourself and some other streamers as well to talk about upcoming projects. Yeah, should be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. So next we have Sundancer working on Leah and continuing on. Let's see. Yeah, these are looking very good. Yeah, that's looking much better.
Yeah, it was a lot of the newer expansion stuff that came up with Legion.
Yeah.
There's a very nice clean paint schemes as well. Like the whites in those helmets are very clean. I like it. Very nice. Lots of pictures too, always a good thing. You can see here as well. Oh, that's looking pretty cool. Are we going to be adding some basing stuff to it? I wonder. I like the gloss shine on the helmets. I always feel sorry for those helmets though, because I always remind myself of the one lonely guy. He's always up on the pillar, just like with binoculars, looking
or
out.
the speed camera for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Those helmets, they're actually like Eve from WALL-E lying on her back.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
What have you done to
And
me, John?
I hated those helmets before, and now I hate them even more.
Sundancer says the bases will stay black. So.
Ah, I see. These are just going to be black holes. Yeah.
Look at this from like totally not God of War inspired at all. So cool.
Lovely Goliath Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
The hammer with that like
Axe.
tone of yellow. Axe, sorry. Yes. Thank you. For that.
And that's not a sheath either.
It's a quiver. He has no bow though for it.
Doesn't need a bow.
It's for javelin.
He just stabs them with arrows. Yeah.
Very much a grog from Critical Role there as well.
Yeah, I love the yellow on the axe there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Very nice.
I like that the haft of the axe is just a broken bit of wood that has then been forged into something as well. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Or he's used the end of it to smash someone's face in repeatedly, probably.
Maybe it's Stormbringer
Oh,
from the recent Avenger movie.
Oh yeah.
People still watch those movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
enjoy
thought
it.
the franchise was dead.
I haven't
I
seen
know.
the new Ant-Man film though, but
So we're cool little busts. I don't know where these are from, but Yogi Bear seems to be enjoying them, and that's phenomenal skin tone and chainmail on that.
It could be an Andrea miniature or something like that. Not sure. There's tons of companies that do busts and stuff like that now. Oh, look, a big gun.
Yeah, we saw this earlier, but it didn't have the mini, like the men in it.
It's a Pack 43. Just to say it. Beautiful basing. It really is nice basing.
Yeah, I really like the basing on that. It really stands out.
it tells a story. That's the main thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We saw this Volsung
We've seen her
one
in the
before,
projects as well, haven't we?
but I think this is like the finished up piece. We saw that in the project.
Because I went mad over the white wall tire.
Horatian Noseblower is working on some Brother Vinny stuff. Oh, hold on a minute. This is something from 12 Monkeys that I see there. More akin to the future from 12 Monkeys. The miniseries never happened.
That's great though. I mean, I love the setting that's been done for that. It's a really nice little hobbyist project. So
Yeah, very nice. So Giannis introduced his son and a friend to of his to Kill Team, and they liked it. So now he needed additional Space Marines to work on. So this is the paint scheme.
That is so smooth and so vibrant. It actually makes Ultramarines look good.
Even a little bit of freehand work there in the shoulder.
Yep.
It's very neat and tidy.
Yeah, that's
Really
excellent
nice.
work.
And the yellow on blue, well done for not turning that into green.
I like that the rockets have actually got different designations on them, so you can see which ones are flak and which ones are crack. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Next up, Crotchwork finished a little fun project, the Archon Ever Chosen.
Wow.
Yeah, sure, that's little.
Mm.
Sure, why not? My goodness, that is incredible. Where do you start on a mini like that?
You pay someone else to paint it.
You prime it, you look at it for 3 weeks, and then you go, right, no, I'm going to wait a little longer.
Even the pillars, I'm impressed by, like the shading on the pillars. That like subtle violet to like blue, really
Yeah.
nice.
More tanks.
We've got some tanks, John.
More Churchills. Yeah.
Oh, this is the tank called Korean from the project vlog, so I assume he's going to be coming over to boot camp as well. Awesome stuff. So Damon working on some cool Gambit. I was going to say Bandit there for a second, but got some Gambit.
I always quite liked Gambit, even though he's made out to be a bit of an idiot in the cartoon series. But
yeah, I actually kind of liked him in the Wolverine movie. Was it the Wolverine movie? The Deadpool movie that wasn't really Deadpool?
Oh, was it the second one that they did?
Yeah, I kind of liked his character, but as you say, like it kind of turned into a bit of an idiot. I'd like to see, because I think with because Gambit's kind of like magical, so I think now with the introduction of the Scarlet Witch, is it? I think we're going to see a few more magical characters in the whole Marvel universe.
Supposedly, all the X-Men stuff and Fantastic Four is back over with Disney as well now. So.
Yeah.
So.
It's okay, John. We will continue on and look at more dragons.
Because I care zero for X-Men.
Oh man, another person has a Ralpatha dragon. Oh.
I assume Uther Dracus saw biggest problem: the feet no longer line up at the base.
Oh no.
So I assume like maybe seen the other project and got inspired. But it still looks pretty good. Apart from the feet there's some like little bits of like damage done to the wings, but I think it might be an interesting topic actually for a weekender this week, Ben. Talking about like going back to old minis and repainting them or something.
Fixing old miniatures.
Yeah.
For me, mostly seems to be blowing off dust and then stripping them in a bucket because I've clearly painted 400 layers onto them as well. So.
My friend Rusty says Deadpool was great in that film. He's clearly just here to troll.
But that's why they had to put that extra credit scene into Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Which was brilliant.
Yeah, you enjoyed that Deadpool 2.
I loved Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to know what happens to all the projects that at home that either I've messed up or I don't finish? They eventually join the graveyard of failed projects out in my field, which are used as target practice for my airsoft rifle.
Wow, John.
Yeah,
that's hardcore.
Haunting glimpse into your life.
That's what John does with people he doesn't like as well.
Just you stand there for 20 minutes.
Ow!
No, stop it! Have you learned your lesson yet? No!
20 minutes, is that how long it takes to like evaporate them with pellets?
Yeah.
No, don't move. We're not done yet.
Don't move, it's only going to make your life more difficult. Oh, this went sinister quick.
So next up we have Chaos Gorka working on a commission for a human cleric. I love the lighting on the lantern there. And this purple on the cape looks really nice as well. I like that.
Chaos Gorka does some amazing painting.
Yeah, I remember a certain French painter who shall not be named telling me that grey and purple was the cheater's way of making something look contrasty. Now that you see a better painter than me doing it, I'm starting to think that certain French painter who shall not be named was speaking rubbish.
Yeah. Point proven.
Yeah.
Non-specific French painter.
God, if he ever watches this back, he's going to kill me.
Wait, are you talking about Roman, yeah?
No?
Yeah? Roman? Yeah?
Roman's not French.
He's Parisian. It's a totally different thing.
Oh, yeah.
He's from down the road. That's on the accent.
Only round the corner.
He lives with Justin.
He doesn't want people to know that he's actually from Glengormley.
It's actually Justin. Justin puts on the weight for the week that he comes.
Is it a suit?
And puts on, yeah.
It's a suit, right?
Yeah.
Is that why he lives above the chip shop? So,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And then the next week he just runs. He does the Christian Bale diet where he eats an apple and a can of tuna, and then just runs 6 miles a day. That's how he does it. But moving on, we have Craig W.R. Douglas with the Vallejo wood and leather set on these guys. So these are the Iron Jaws.
Oxage.
People are doing some really impressive work on the yellows.
Yeah,
that
they're doing
producing
some
now.
crazy bright colours. What?
I said people. What?
Never mind.
What are you watching? Yeah, these yellows on these, like, tuna and apples. Yeah, that's what he ate for the machinist Flickster. Apparently. I don't know him personally, but that's what I heard. Next we have Hazy Boy working on some cool Wild West X's. Yeah, it is one of these bases.
Not enough Warrior Nation. Need more Warrior Nation.
One mechanical doge.
That's a cool dog.
Yes. Everything mechanical is cool. Humans suck. Life is tanks.
I really like the bases on these. Like the cracked earth basing.
Yeah.
I don't know if the green foliage would work so well with that kind of ground, because I believe it'd be more tainted orange, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't get bright green, but it still looks kind of cool. That's all that matters.
It does somewhat make them look like giants, and those are little tiny trees. Not to be.
Now that I have that in my head, I'm looking at this image totally differently now.
Yeah. Okay. See what you've done,
The
Ben.
perspective has gone really weird for me.
There you go, guys. If you ever come across this army, just think of them as titans of Wild West X's. Oh, this is cool. So Alfonso the Trader is working on Warlord Test of Honor?
Test of Honor,
yes. That is an interesting shield. Was that a
He just looks like he's stolen someone's door.
Picked it up with a rake and just taken it off with him.
It's an incredible test of balance, that. Can I hold this door with this rake?
That
Arrows will be added later for added coolness.
That dog would fit Fallout universe as well.
Yep.
That's a pretty cool spot for that. So next we have Legion from Dark Dan Egan. These are very nice.
And someone who's painted Han Solo so he doesn't look like a granny. So
wait, is that all you've seen recently, Ben?
yeah, it's the like studio version of that model. Just makes him look like a granny. It's really bad.
Shall we have a look? See if we can find it.
Remember, safe search.
Wars Legion.
Han Solo Commander, I think would be the.
Okay, let's have a nosy. So where would we find it? Shooting first, Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy games, Fantasy Flight.
Fantasy Flight, jeez, dude.
Oh yeah, it does. Let's have a zoomed in look here.
Gunner Granny.
Yeah, yeah.
That's questionable.
Maybe it's just the angle, Ben. But
I think no,
yeah.
it's the skin tone on the upper surface is just, and the eyebrows look like they're a completely different colour to his hair.
looks like an old lady who's going out shopping.
Who's had enough? An old lady who's had enough.
Is that what you need then? If we just do this here, hold on. Let's just get a shopping bag.
Do you want to get a Tesco bag and just image it onto it?
So we draw a shopping bag here. Why is that not switching? There we
What are
go.
you doing?
I'm drawing a shopping bag.
That's a
There we
terrible
go.
shopping bag.
Just back from Tesco's.
Just at least put a Tesco's bag on it.
No, that's too much work. We're here to look at Dark Danegan's paint scheme.
Oh,
Yeah.
Leia is gorgeous.
All of
So
them
much
are very,
better.
very good. Next we have Hazy Boy 75 with I don't
His
know,
total
rookies.
not giants. They're not giants. And the more I say it, the worse it gets.
No, it's really mean because the painting's actually really nice on
It's
these, but
beautiful.
It is, yeah. I think because they're so bright green, it does look like,
Little
Tiny
forests.
yeah.
Whoa, look at that horse trampling over the small forest.
Oh, these are the what's this faction called? The something investigation.
Yeah, something like Infernal Investigation or
That's
something.
it. Yeah, I seen these at Expo. They were showing 3D renders and stuff, and I fell in love with this faction. I fell in love when I seen the horse. I was like, I just turned to the guy in the stand and went, "When is this coming out? And how much will it be?"
I really like the smoke coming off the jetpack. I assume this is like an objective, maybe, or is that a model?
Or just
as well?
a character mini just deciding to jump over.
Like, cool.
Yep.
Yes, it is the horse from Brave Star. Yes.
I need this faction in my life.
You'll have a faction to
Infernal
fight Justin with then.
Yeah, exactly. I would actually like to play a game.
Oh, we have some Rangers of Gondor next from WoW.
Yeah, Wyle's great. He does lots of awesome Lord of the Rings stuff. It's nice to see him painting more of that. Obviously, with the new new rules and the new box set and everything, it's really cool. So,
We're going to see a bit of an upshift in Lord of the Rings games, I would say.
I think
that's
so.
a pretty obvious thing, but we'll see a
One
lot
of
of
the-
old armies get dusted off.
one of the cool things as well is that Games Workshop have the prices increased of the boxes for a lot of the Warrior sets, but they've also increased the number of models. So I think it's about £1 a model now for everything you get in there, which is really good. And while the sculpts are very old now, like it still bugs me that they've got so many old sculpts in there. But you know, they are.
From
what
what
they
I
are.
was reading, the sculpts are from 2002.
Yeah, they're very old.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that would have come out back in the day. I think most of them are very much in tune with the films, but because they also came out, most of them came out as metals first, then switched over to plastics once more were needed for larger games. But yeah, one of the big things about those plastics is that when you paint them, there's so little definition between areas on the models.
Yep.
So a cloak almost goes into part of their armor, and it's really hard to paint that so that it looks anyway good.
But they were all traditional sculpts, weren't they? They weren't.
Yeah.
There was no 3D work done with those.
All hand sculpted. Yeah.
You can tell when you look at Theoden. I mean, like the current Theoden is like razor sharp.
Okay.
And he's a Nazgul riding a fell beast, not a Nazgul riding a Nazgul.
Well, hey, I wasn't in that unboxing, so you know, horse archers are ineffective.
Not if you use unicorns.
That was a very cool comment. actually.
That was a really good comic.
So next we have Chaos Gorka working on the color shift paint from Green Stuff World. That color shift works really well
excellent.
for whatever this thing is.
Whatever this is.
He's really going through these commissions pretty quickly. This looks like something from Call of Cthulhu. It's difficult to tell. I love the eyes though on it.
Yeah, it's the Umber Hulk. Yeah. The models that I've picked up are, I mean, some of the I think the Tiefling back that we saw before by him is also from WizKids, but those actual WizKids unpainted models are not actually that bad. I painted up the two of them for my friends for the D&D games, and they actually came together really nicely. There's a little bit of like flashing and not flashing mold line issues on them, but you can clean it up with a knife. So even I cleaned up mold lines, and I don't clean up mold lines. So
Lavarius is currently working on an Army of the Dead 40 plus models on his project, so that'd be pretty interesting to have a look at. So next page, we're getting through them pretty quickly now, I think. So here we have the next page if you want to follow through. Apologies if you've been logged out. This bust from Vinciana is wow.
Piper from the Ratcatcher's Guild. Yeah.
That is so friggin' beautiful.
Not even taking into consideration the skin or like the metals and stuff. Even the hood, looks great on this.
That is such beautiful cloth / leather work, I guess. That's beautiful.
And then we have the project as well. We get to see a bit more of that. Finishes the other Seven Sins Apocalypse expansion.
Ooh.
Oh, I can't see the full image of
They are creepy.
Oh, that's like the goat in Kingdom Death. Ugh. I'm not sure I like the sculpt here where he's balancing the bones in his hands. Like it's balanced on his hand. I would have assumed like he would be holding it.
Be holding it the other way around. Yeah.
Then again, this is like the balance of life and death, isn't it? Like that whole thing.
And it consistently teeters on the brink. So
it's famine, isn't it? Is that one represents?
No. I don't know. Sam would be able to tell us if he was here. It may be famine, but it looks like the Four Horses Apocalypse plus an angry tentacle monster. Yeah, very cool.
That large tentacle beast thing is effectively what the Screaming Antelope turned into in the second phase of the boss fight in Dark Souls. Well, there you go. So
gross.
You'd be like, I've beaten it. Oh God, my son.
Reminds me of Prototype, that PS2 game from years ago.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That was pretty good. I
loved it. I played it quite recently on PC, and it still holds up.
Also, talking of open world games, the new Spider-Man game is meant to be amazing. By the way.
Yeah. Tom, Coco, and myself have been oogling over it since it's been kind of released, because the reviews went out yesterday.
So this isn't the room for me to say, not another Spider-Man game.
No, it's not, John. You're luckily they have all headphones. So, Spectre operations from Andy, always looking good as usual. And now we have a half track from Piers. What do you think of this, John? Pack wagon with rework crew for Hungary.
Half track. It's really good. Excellent leathering. Mm-hmm. It's also a half track.
Oh, here we have Arnold Schwarzenegger here.
Horse 500, that's an amazing name.
So finally got the Ettins and Giants from Descent done.
They're really cool. Wow. They're much better than the ones I've got for Descent that were painted up.
So we now know if you want giants to look giant, all you need is tiny green trees on the bases for here. So if you get a little tiny green tuft, you
just
can
put a happy little tree.
Yeah, happy little tree, happy little accident. Oh yeah, we saw this stuff from Horace from last week, the community button stuff. Fantastic.
Very cool Dark Age stuff. Yeah.
Next we have Sana from Amachan, Hassle-Free Miniatures. Beautiful little 3D spin here. The coat on that wolf fur is really nice.
I love the bright red poppy hair.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that.
I also want to say, Mandy, your metal work on that axe head is really, really smooth. Mm-hmm. You are
basically not Red Sonja.
It is the not Red Sonja.
Next we have Splitverse, which this looks kind of like the Monkey King on first glance. Almost. That was very cool.
He's doing more Arena Rex, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Arena Rex, they're very dynamic.
Well, that artwork's all very anime inspired.
Yeah.
So when it translates over to the models, you get a lot of that the dynamism in there as well. So
cool.
Oh, that portal's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This would have been cool in seeing the End Is Now stuff. Just to see. So without flashlight, with flashlight. That is very cool.
Very good.
Stick that on an Age of Sigmar table, and you've got an awesome objective to try and shut down as the Stormcaster.
We will see if what Justin was trying to show me off camera for a vlog.
Yeah. It's very interesting what Justin brought in there, but we can't show them off just yet.
He's learning so fast, it's in front of him.
My boy's growing up.
My boy's growing up.
So these are from Mantic's trains.
Terrain crate, yeah.
I've seen a couple of people buying in on that.
I think I remember you saying, John, like, imagine painting the coins on this. Was there someone who mentioned about painting the coins would be a nightmare? Get every single one.
It's easy.
Highlighted.
It's easy.
Spray the whole thing gold.
And then put a wash over it of Devlin. Yeah. And then dry brush it back over if you really want to. So.
Yeah.
So next we have Volsung crates. These earbuds are killing my ears.
I have been driven to distraction with those Volsung crates because I remember how many of them we had to do for the boot camp.
Oh yeah.
But they're brilliant terrain pieces.
They're very. This is very like beechwood effect, whereas we went with like almost
oak.
Yeah, oak.
Yeah.
I was going to say mahogany, but then it wouldn't be mahogany because that would weigh a ton in realistic terms.
So would oak.
Yeah. Pretty is balsa wood crates. And they break as soon as you lift them. Finish the fourth and final block of a 500 point challenge body, and I had running. So this is from Bothy, which I think he did he did do the lighting effects on his armor, and I think he's improved a lot because he took on our advice, and I don't know if he reworked, but he definitely listened.
He did a thing.
Advice that we spoke about previously. Yeah, these all look awesome. Oh, so Sundancer made this. What is this from? Oh, that's a bubble, Hubba Bubba thing.
Oh, it is too.
So you cut that in half. I don't know what's in the middle. A hair clip?
Yeah.
It looks like.
It looks like a broken hair clip.
Yeah. So that works quite well for Star Wars Legion. Next we have work in progress bag of crap deal for $40. We'll see. That's great.
Is that still going? Because I feel like I should jump in on that.
The bag of crap.
Yeah.
So secret weapon miniatures started off 20th anniversary, 20% anniversary sale. So that was August 29th, John. You might be able to get in on it if still.
Might be a bit late. Oh, look, a Titan.
Who knows?
Ooh.
So Harry Brains is working on this cool Titan. The color scheme, very contrasting.
Very vibrant.
As well.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I love the metallic work on the back. That's great.
Yeah. I enjoyed painting that one we did in here on live stream. That was a lot of fun.
Oh dear. I can't contain my yawn.
Yeah, Dr. Ether's been doing the same thing. He got the big Adeptus Titanicus box set.
Yeah.
He's been playing some games of it too, looks like. The wee tiny Titans look so cute compared.
Yeah.
The Knights, yeah.
I can't wait to see the Reavers, because I think they're going up for pre-order soon, if they're not already.
Oh, next we have
There'll be Reavers and Warhounds up soon, yeah.
Yeah.
Next we have some drop fleet. I think this is the version 1 drop fleet before TT Combat took over.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, because these look like the... Yeah. Shaltari was always pretty impressive, but I'd imagine that it'd be a nightmare to paint considering there's so many dots
Yeah.
of like light that come out of it.
Reavers are out this weekend. Okay.
Ah, cool. Chaos Gorka working on some cool mimics. WizKid models being blasted paint. Yeah, these look great.
They are so... They're comical and terrifying at the same time.
The WizKid stuff is so good.
Yeah.
Is it not... Like, D&D minis usually get quite bad rep.
Well, because WizKids brought out... They used to do just their range of painted stuff.
Yeah.
Which was all just pretty terrible, really. And then they brought out the unpainted line, which is effectively their answer to don't go buy bones, buy this instead.
Yeah.
And I have found them really good. They're effectively, they say they're ready to paint out the set, but I've always undercoat them again anyway. But they're very cool. They're very good, and they've started to go beyond just like the archetypal stuff. So you don't just have human fighters, elven wizards. There's loads of tieflings, dragonborn, genasi, and all kinds of things thrown in there. Azamar, like the angels and stuff. So
very cool. So next we have Brushstroke. He's got the hobby bag. So this was for the Lord of the Rings Corsair Gallery, which he built for Armies and Parade last year. Won the hobby got bag. He made it into the official GW rulebook for the new Middle Earth.
That is amazing.
That is really, really impressive, dude.
So let's have a look here. Was it this image here that got him in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. That is absolutely great.
How cool is that to have your own models put into the actual rulebook?
That's brilliant. Cool. Yeah. And from our community.
Yay!
We'll take all the credit now. Thanks.
Yeah, it just shows like we noticed it first with the hobby cut back. That whole diorama looks phenomenal though. Holy crap. That's so good looking. It pains me that it's in a glass box. You can't get to play with it.
If I'd done something that good, I would have the same.
Yeah, contain it in a glass box.
Another warlord on the rise.
Marcus Lewis fitting armor bits. I really like the base on that. That's cool. That's nice. So Laughing Boy hasn't posted for a good while, but he's working on some. This is Bushido. I was going to say Guild Ball. Don't know why I was thinking Guild Ball. I think it was they all look like they're on a football pitch, but it's Bushido. We don't get to see a lot of Bushido stuff, and this is I don't know why. Bushido have really nice range of minis.
Yeah, Bushido seems to be quite an underground hit with a lot of people. Like there seems to be a very big audience for it, but you don't really hear much about it.
Yeah.
But whenever we post anything about what they're doing, people seem to get really excited about it. So
yeah. I have a Bushido.
They're also nice people too. So.
I have the Bushido game on Steam, but I haven't played it much. But from what I saw, it seemed to resemble the tabletop minis quite well. I think like you could easily learn the game from that. Next we have Mage's second Mordor Troll, completely quick, fun, easy style after Easterlings. So let me just see here. I think it might just be lighting on your camera that might be disrupting, because they always seem a little bit dark, but I think it's just the lighting.
You want to switch to?
Yeah, I'll do that 1 wee second here now. There we go. So yeah, paint scheme looks really good.
It does, very solid.
So I think it's the white background. I think is pitting off your camera's focus and exposure. So Mage, if you have any issues, have a look through the just different backgrounds. Have a wee experiment, because I think the white backgrounds, GW do a very good job of the white backgrounds, but I think it's very difficult to pull off at home. Yeah, this looks very cool. It's nice to see a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff coming back now.
Yep.
It looks like he's complaining. Like he's like, "Hey, where you going, guys? Come back!
They're over here.
Stop running away!" Posting on the behalf of Blood Mother for the Coven faction. Oh, very nice.
I like the dress.
That is very good highlighting and shading there.
I mean, she couldn't look
Very
more
nice.
sinister if she tried.
She looks very much like the artwork that Dave Hawes presented before. Watching glue dry is the worst part of building this train. It looks like a very modern seat now, this over here. Yeah. Very cool. Excited to see where this goes. I'm loving that keyboard behind as well, by the way. Next we have Lana working on some Drop Zone Commander, the Scourge. I like the subtle purple in these.
The bright red beady eyes as well.
Yeah. Are they organic? Are these spaceships meant to be organic, or are they?
I think they're sort of semi-organic. I think. Yeah. I can't quite remember. It's been a long time since I.
What does they say in turn? Cybernetic organism.
Yeah.
And then next we have some cool looking orcs as well. Asked to build the organisers for Gloomhaven, the owner thought it could assemble between games. Clearly never worked with MDF and PBA before. Wow.
Has a good use for beer and soft drinks.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have clamps, why not just use tins?
And the best thing is you get to drink it all afterwards. So.
Yeah. A bit steady, time to open that can. And then we saw the Warp Wolves previously. Yeah, these turned out. I love that leather work. It's a very nice colour.
It's very old school snakebite leather look from sort of old Games Workshop.
Yeah.
So.
The Mother of the Coven faction from Dave Hawes for Deneb. Again, this is a very nice paint scheme as well. Very cool. I like the black, like, I want to say feathers, maybe? Their hair?
Yeah, it looks like there's a crest of feathers on the shoulders.
Very nice. So Yanis is working on a desert type gaming table. It consists of 4 60 by 60 squares that might be used for Desert Frostgrave Shadespire. That's the game it started to build for, and similars. Intention is to add some terrain like houses and ruins and so on to keep it flexible, but below is the beginning of the city.
Oh. And it's got removable inserts, so you can change it around, which is really cool. So that's very neat.
A lot of work going into this. I wonder if this is like 3D printed or has it been sculpted by Yanis himself?
Could be a mixture of that and Hearst Arts by the looks of it.
Yeah, maybe. Very nice.
It's another big anti-tank guy.
My goodness. You trip over that barrel.
The Pack 43's bigger cousin. Yeah,
That is a big barrel.
I've seen the previous one in real life. I've seen the Pack 43 in real life, and it's still a big old thing. I can imagine what the 44s look like up close. They must be like nearly 20 foot long. Stupid.
Wow. Okay, some Abracan card. Am I pronouncing that right? For Middle Earth.
Abracan, yeah.
So getting some primer on, and next we have these bad Squiddo bears from Amanda, completely finished. These bears, I've seen these come up in the Discord and they were pretty cute.
They are
that
so
one was
cute.
Sticking out his tongue. That's cool. Goldilocks and the 3 bears with the mama nearby.
Is that the version of it where Goldilocks didn't get away?
That's the version she didn't escape from. Yes.
So next we have Midgetina, I believe, as well, working on some project from friend 5 as Thunderbolt Calvary. Was it Tina that hadn't painted before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she started with the Skitari.
What is going on here? This is incredible work.
She's got the bug. She's been bitten by the bug.
That's
it. It's all downhill from here.
See, I think what's been happening now is your friend has realised that you're so good at painting that they've just pushed all the hobby over now because you'll happily do it. So
Like myself
I think
and
you
one.
should be charging. I think you should be charging on this now. Should be like, yeah, I enjoy the hobby, but give me the commission money.
I need to buy important stuff like
food, snacks.
Yeah,
for the way. Awesome paint work on these.
coming on leaps and bounds. Yeah, it's great.
We get to see Fullhammer's work. This is a project that I've been looking forward to seeing so much because he spent ages like building and green stuff, molding on the minis, and now he's gotten to paint them, and I love his paint schemes. Out of the whole community, I think he's one of my favorite painters. I absolutely love, like, because everything always looks like really clean. Yeah, he has that really subtle highlight on them.
But yeah, they have a lot of contrast and a lot of presence to them.
I love like he sculpted this little beanie on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little bit of camo on his trousers there. Fantastic work. Midgetina, get my own kill team so that works out. Fantastic. What kill team will you go for though?
It depends. What you need to do is you need to tell them that you're going to make something like a Tyranid kill team. And, you know, if it has the highest model count, it has to have 20 models in it. So, you know, he has to pay for your skilled work.
So, Loner's working... this was a prize.
Loner won the prize from UK Games Expo, I believe. That was our Rubicon prize.
Stuff. That was very cool. Very nice. Next we have Tony Sylvie working on Eomer from Middle-earth.
Eomer.
Eomer, sorry.
Harlequin's good
Thank you,
choice.
Ben. Yeah, that horse is really nice.
Goddamn horses.
I like the base as well. Very nice.
The base is nice and simple, but the real joy of this is the gold.
Yeah.
The gold and the armor.
Yeah.
Oh, more horses. Here we go. A horseman.
Centaur and a Minotaur. That's so good.
Bojack and a Minotaur. Yeah.
It's what the Navi out of Avatar should have looked like.
Yeah.
If they were that much one with nature, you imagine that as the movie of Avatar, it would have been so much better.
That's amazing.
No, is that the shadow from the light, or is that painted on across there? I wonder.
I cannot tell. I think it might actually be a natural shadow.
Maybe. I'm not sure. But I love the tattoo on the back, the pattern on the back.
It's very cool.
The Minotaur is badass too.
Is this horse cavalry or is this cavalry?
Oh, is this a horse archer or is this? What is this?
Oh, dude.
It's a centaur archer, therefore, is it cavalry?
The shading and the skin tone of this thing is... Oh my days.
Yeah.
Even the horns, the blending of the horns as well.
Very cool.
Impressive stuff. Let me just refresh the page, see if we've got any new stuff coming in. Who's talking to me here? That's okay. Okay, that's us finished up. That was a long one today, actually. 2 hours. Thank you very much for joining in this week. Remember, we will be announcing the winners of the End of Nye Terrain Challenge this weekend on the Weekender. Unfortunately, John's not streaming this week. He's working
Bootcamp prep.
Working his butt off on bootcamp preparations.
I'm making sandbags today, so hold out for the vlog, which should be out. I'm not even going to promise when, but it should be out.
Yeah, we'll have a vlog out sometime soon, talking about what we're going to be doing with that. Even though it's the start of the month, this bootcamp will hit us quicker than we think. So there's a lot of preparation going into it.
We didn't even get to talk about my tank today. Oh,
no.
We'll do that for another time. I'll start a project on it.
Yeah, if you start a project on it, then we'll have a look through it next week, sure.
Yep.
And maybe I can start a project on my secret project as well. And see what people think about that.
The super secret project.
Yeah. Okay, that's all from Hobby Hangout this week. If you want to come across to beastsofwar.com, you can see like what's been happening. We've got some cool breaking news from TT Combat. We've got cool unboxings. Game at EU's Kill Team Chemtrain coming out. Oh yeah, the anti-narking stuff went out. That was a cool Let's Play that Sam really enjoyed. And then we also have the Desert War Bootcamp article series coming up as well. If you want to see any cool stuff from backstage, so Ben, if you want to come across to backstage get your free trial, you can actually see that skin tone that you wanted to see last.
For a membership.
Yeah. I hope you guys heard that over that box moving outside.
Yeah.
But I think we have a cleaning rota now in the office. We had a big meeting there on Tuesday, and I think most of it is down to like all the boxes are being delivered, and all the cups that Warren doesn't clean when he's finished using them, because everyone else in the office has a cup. Well, Warren comes in and he puts dirty cups in the sink and they stack up.
Single-use cup. He uses it once and puts it in the sink. Picks up another cup right beside it.
We're not going to blame anyone.
No.
But it's mostly Warren.
No
Okay, Ben, thank you very much for joining us this week. Say goodbye.
worries. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us this week in Hobby Hangout. We'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.